When it comes to protecting your family, there is a difference. Valley Storm Shelters presents The Valley Difference. Valley Storm Shelters is a producer of high-quality storm shelters committed to the nonstop pursuit of safety and peace of mind for our customers. We are an innovator in the design and development of safe, solid, and secure storm shelters and safe rooms for homes and businesses. In addition to the utilization of high-quality materials and manufacturing techniques, Valley Storm Shelters has developed the CoreLock anchoring system to provide a second anchoring method as a backup to the already robust 3/4 inch by 7 inch Hilti concrete cutting steel bolt anchoring system. The CoreLock anchoring system utilizes 4 1-inch by 28-inch carbon steel J-anchors encased inside 3,000 psi concrete pillars in addition to the Hilti bolt anchors. The debris impact testing done through a prestigious technical university is a great start, but our team has long suspected that this test is not enough. Their test is conducted with a 14-foot wooden 2x4 propelled at safe room doors and walls at a speed of 100 miles per hour, simulating 250 miles per hour, or EF5 ground speed winds. Valley Storm Shelters tested their product against many other shelter designs, including a bolt-together modular shelter, shelters with internal framework and without internal framework, and with and without floors. We've tested our product against shelter designs with different anchoring methodology to simulate the devastating impact of debris. A 4,500-pound reinforced cart was constructed using 3/4 inch plate steel. The cart, dubbed Mr. Twister, was accelerated to an average speed of 25 miles per hour, which then impacted the side of the storm shelters, including the Valley Storm Shelters safe room. All of the events that took place during this test were witnessed and certified by an independent structural engineer. The impact tests revealed unanticipated structural and anchoring failures. The first test was conducted utilizing the Valley Storm Shelters product. The Valley Storm Shelters test shelter is a 4 feet by 6 feet above ground safe room constructed of 1/4 inch plate steel with an internal framework of 4-inch structural C-channel at 7¼ pounds per foot and a 1/4 inch plate steel floor anchored with 3/4 inch by 7 inch screw anchors, plus the CoreLock installation system comprised of 4 1-inch by 28-inch carbon steel J-anchors encased in concrete below the existing concrete slab. Although there was some movement, the impact test revealed no broken or sheared off Hilti bolts, and the CoreLock system grabbed the shelter and prevented it from being moved away from the installed position. The steel skin and internal framework received very minor, non-catastrophic damage. The remaining shelter examples, anchored with fasteners commonly used by shelter manufacturers and installers, did not perform well. The first test shelter example is a 2.5 feet by 6 feet 10 inch bolt-together modular above-ground safe room, constructed of 11-gauge sheet steel, with no internal framework, no steel floor, and anchored with 3/8 inch by 3.5 inch wedge anchors. The second test shelter example is a 4 feet by 6 feet above ground safe room constructed of 3/16 inch plate steel, with no internal framework, no steel floor, and anchored with 3/8 inch by 3.5 inch wedge anchors. The third test shelter example is a 4 feet by 6 feet above ground safe room constructed of 11-gauge sheet steel with an internal framework of 2-inch by 2-inch square tubing, no steel floor, and anchored with 3/8 inch by 3.5 inch screw anchors. The fourth test shelter example is a 4 feet by 6 feet above ground safe room constructed with 1/4 inch plate steel, an internal framework of 4-inch structural C-channel at 4.5 pounds per foot, and a 1/4 inch plate steel floor, anchored with 1/2 inch by 4 inch screw anchors. All of the test shelters, except the Valley Storm Shelter safe room, sustained catastrophic, life-threatening damage. And all, except the Valley Storm Shelter's product, experienced total anchor failure. When it comes to the design and manufacture of storm shelters and safe rooms, there is a difference: the Valley difference.